This is Wuling Pass. It's the highest road in Taiwan, but it's most famous for being the finish line for the Taiwan KOM Challenge. Once you get involved in the community here, you'll see that just about every cyclist in this country has come here as part of a rite of passage. So, it's my turn. But I like to do things a little different.
So first of all, I'm riding there. Wuling Pass is going to be part of a 4-day bikepacking adventure. The trip's going to be 550 kilometers with 10,000 meters of elevation gain. And I don't plan on taking any rest days. Now the real challenge will be trying to film the whole journey, because I think we can all agree this video will be pretty boring if it was just a close-up of my face the whole time. I really don't want to give the impression that these bike lanes are completely empty. Sure, it's empty here, but oh man, I'm already almost an hour into this ride and the bike lanes are packed. I mean, they're not just bike lanes, they're for everyone, but they're packed. So many runners. In case it's not clear, I have never done this route before. I don't know where to stop to refuel. I mean, for the most part, Taiwan is pretty good for convenience stores. But once you really get out into the mountains, into more remote areas, you never know. So I'm just gonna have to stop a lot. I should mention, I got a new bike computer. I am using the Hammerhead Karoo 3. They have something similar to Climb Pro called Climber. I'm probably gonna just keep calling it Climb Pro, because that's what I've been calling it. It says the climb has already started. I know you can't really see gradients on action cameras, but I can tell you it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat. 916 meters of elevation gain to the top, and this is climb 1 of 4. I don't know why it started now. So I don't know what's happening, but I think there's some sort of event because a million cyclists just passed me. Definitely a popular cycling route here. Back to what I was saying about the 7-Elevens. I'm almost at the top. I think I have about 1 kilometer left with a little over or a little under 100 meters of elevation gain. I don't know. I've never been up here, but something tells me there's no 7-Eleven here. And I'm almost completely out of water. That's going mostly downhill now. Wow, holy. Okay. I gotta go back because I know you can't see that. As I was saying, rollers downhill. Right into the next climb with no 7-Eleven. Oh well. This one is only 1.2 kilometers with 74 meters of elevation gain. I think I'll be okay, but I hope to God there's something at the end of this one. Oh, what is this? Drinks? I don't know what this is. Oh, vegetables. A lemonade stand here would make a killing. That was lucky. So ironically, that group of cyclists that passed me on the mountain, that was the Live Cycling group, which I have a video where I rode with them. And even more ironically, it's on this road that I'm on right now. Oh, wow. Oh man, I hope you can see that. Wow. Look at that. Now what I remember from last time is that this area is known for their peach slushies. But what I'm actually looking for is food. I wish I could find some place to... Oh, there it is, peach slushie. Yeah, I'm hungry. I want lunch. Real food. This is all very cool, but there's no food. Where am I going? Uh-oh. Oh, what's this? This looks like a restaurant, and it's closed. It's a cool little town with 0 restaurants. Looks like I'm having Haribo for lunch. Wow. Very cool. I was coming down this descent and I saw Lakeside Coffee. I think they're open 10 to 7. Oh, it's 11:23 right now. Okay. Oh wow, this is nice. That was nice. I don't think it was worth $220 for that latte, but still, it was nice. What do I got left here? 61. I feel like it said 61 30 minutes ago. Seriously, what the fuck? By far, my favorite thing at McDonald's is their apple pie. It is so good. So now, we are gonna play a game called Are They Gonna Let Me Check In? Hello. Pardon me? Well, I played the game and I lost. I gotta wait until 4. And she wanted to charge me like $200 for an early check-in. So I'm basically waiting 30 minutes for nothing, but it is what it is.
I just want to say, in the end, she did let me check in about 20 minutes early, which I'm grateful for because I'm very tired. I want to take a shower and just rest.
So last night, I realized I somehow forgot to bring my glasses. I definitely have a memory of putting my glasses in a case so that I could pack it, but I guess I didn't do that second step of actually packing it. So I went for sushi, conveyor belt sushi. Oh wow, that's beautiful. That is stunning. Yeah, I went for sushi, conveyor belt sushi, and I couldn't see anything. That was an interesting experience. Somehow, my cleat came loose. But luckily, I had a 4mm Allen key with me and I'm able to fix it. Moral of the story is, always keep a 4mm Allen key with you so you can fix your cleats, because it can happen. So far, I've kind of been disappointed with these descents. They're always just like rolling hills. Maybe I gotta wait until tomorrow. I gotta say, the scenery is pretty good. So it's currently 9:40. And as you can see, it's like full sun. Very few clouds, 30 degrees, but there's no humidity. It's actually pretty crazy. Taipei is very humid. If you don't know, Taipei is insanely humid. But yeah, it's nice and comfortable. 30 degrees out in full sun is normally unbearable in Taipei. Yeah, it's not so bad. Wow. That looks amazing. Okay, I am a little bit confused. I was on a main road before, and now now I'm here. Is this the right way? Oh, what is this? Is this a bike path? Is this what I'm supposed to be on? Oh. Okay, cool. Last climb complete. Wow. Pretty technical descent. Like, you think that's just gonna be a slight bend. Oh, look at this corner. Gotta say, these brakes, these new SRAM red brakes are pretty amazing. Probably the best brakes I've ever had on any road bike. Not probably, 100%. We got less than 10K to go to Puli. Now Puli is a destination town for a lot of local tourists in this country. And so you can see it's Sunday today, everyone's leaving. Also, you can expect to pay a lot more for accommodations if you stay on a Sunday. I mean, if you stay on a Saturday. So yeah, McDonald's twice in a row. It's just the easiest thing to do. I'm still hungry and I'm only about 1 kilometer away from my hotel. Still need to eat dinner after. Oh, what is this? What is this? I also have to make a phone call. I am gonna call my hotel, my next hotel, and see if I could push it back one day. And I'll stay 2 nights here. Because my legs are done. And tomorrow is just, literally the entire day is climbing. Ooh, yakiniku. Maybe I'll come here for dinner. This hotel looks much nicer than the last one.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I have a reservation for tomorrow.
Yes.
And I was wondering if I can just change the date for the reservation for 1 day later. So instead of checking in on the 16, can I check in on 17 instead?
You want to check, but you use the booking, right?
Yes.
And you need use the booking
Yes.
to change the date. I can do it. Just booking.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I made the request on booking. They got the request. Now it's on them to approve it. So today, it is the main course. Today, I'm going to Wuling. Now the only reason why I'm kind of concerned is because I think I may have underestimated how much slower I'm going because of this gear. Now on the first day, if you recall, I ran into some friends from the Live Cycling Club. I have ridden with that group many times. Now, my friend Paggy, she's actually quite strong. But the rest of the ladies in that group are really quite slow. And I don't mean that to put anyone down, it's just a reality. I don't think they're out there to try to be the fastest or anything like that. They're just out there, I think, to just enjoy themselves and be social and get out there, which is great. But normally, just the reality is a lot of times when I ride with them, even when I'm trying to go slow, I end up waiting quite a while at the top of the climb. And that day, a couple days ago, when I ran into them on whatever that mountain was, I got dropped immediately. So that wasn't a good sign. I just started my ride 1 minute ago, and the climber has already started. According to this, 54 kilometers with 3,130 meters of elevation gain. So for those that were paying attention at the beginning of the video, you know I said I wasn't going to take a rest day, but I did. I took a rest day yesterday. Oh, I really needed it. Cooley is actually a great place to take a rest day. Lots of great food. I did go 24 hours without eating McDonald's. Oh, for lunch yesterday, within the span of like an hour and a half, I had these noodles and this pork thing. Then I went to yakiniku. Yeah, well, I had a massive lunch yesterday. Oh, it's so good. Mountains and the light look so good right now. I'm estimating this ride is going to take me about 10 hours to complete. Total time, 10 hours. It's a long time to be on the bike. I am going to do a better job of resting and refueling when I'm lucky enough to find a 7-Eleven. Because in the first 2 days, especially in the beginning of the ride, I use the stops just to refill my bottles and then I get going right away. But I think it'd be better if I actually just sit down and have some real food. Not sure what's happening up here. Looks like there's a traffic jam. Maybe construction. Wow.
busy road. Holy shit. Man, this section that I'm on right now, like, it looks super flat to me. In real life, it looks pretty flat, but I can assure you, it is not. It's like 10 to 12% for a very long time now. And I am at an altitude of, I think, 2,100 meters at the moment. This means there's still like 1,000 meters of elevation gain to go. Oh, I am suffering. It's just with this added weight. It's like it's 11% right now, but that 11% feels like, I don't know, 15%? Oh boy. Okay.
Where did you start your ride from today?
Today,
From Puli?
Yeah,
Okay, very cool.
from Puli.
Yeah, me too. And where is your final destination?
Today's final destination is
Lisan.
beyond the top and
Lisan.
Lisan.
Lisan?
なんか雲南
Oh, I can't read that.
を
Where are you guys from?
today Puli.
No, where are you guys Taiwanese?
No, Tokyo, Japan.
Oh,
Tokyo.
all three of you. Very
Three
cool.
of you, yeah.
Whose bike is this?
Mine.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, love it.
It's Japanese bike.
Oh, wicked.
I am really suffering now. It is pretty difficult to push even 130 watts, even 100 watts. Oh my God. I just drank a bottle of Coke. I don't think I'm bonking. I think it's the altitude. Right now, 2,600 meters above sea level. Actually, I think it's quite a bit more, because there are these signs, these markers on the side of the road that says the altitude, and I noticed it was off by about 150 meters, which is good news, because that means the top is going to come sooner than I expected. Not soon enough though. think I have less than 5K to go. This section looks super steep. Okay. But there are people standing at the top. Is that the top? That'd be awesome if it was the top. Oh, look. This is not the top. Oh wow, it's really beautiful. It is a little chilly, but I am wearing this vest. I'm gonna hope that that's gonna keep me warm enough. I have been looking forward to this. Whoa, did you see that truck? Oh man. So you gotta be careful on this descent, on all descents. What is that sound? Let's go. Oh, wow. Wow. That's what I was wowing about. All right, so today's ride is going to start with a pretty big descent. I'm going to Yilan, and I'm going to just take the train from Yilan back to Taipei. I'm not going to do a whole lot of filming on the way back. I don't think anything is really going to top Wuling anyway. But I am going to film the descent, and I'll give you some final thoughts on this trip. So yeah, some final thoughts on this trip. You know, a lot of people do ask me about advice about riding around the island, and most of my experience has been in Taipei, so I don't really know what to say. Oh wow, that's a nice view. But I do have an opinion that if you're gonna come to Taiwan for even, let's say, 2 weeks, I would say just stay in Taipei. Make the most of your time in Taipei, because honestly, the riding just in the city alone is pretty great. And I think you can do so many rides and not get bored in 2 weeks. Like obviously if you have your own itinerary and you already know where you're gonna go, fine, go for it. But if you're asking me for advice, and you don't really know where to go, yeah, just stay in Taipei. There's a lot to do. Now, having said that, if you're still keen to travel around the country a little bit, you can do this route that I just did. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing it the way I did it though. Like, it was tough. It was really tough. Yesterday's ride, I mean, I walked quite a bit of it. Just at the end there, at the top part. Oh yeah, look at that. Doing 2 days, the first 2 days, I had back-to-back days where my TSS was 240. You know, and then 1 day of rest is not enough. And then to try to do Wuling, and Wuling, whoa. It would have been fine to do just a typical ride with 3,000 meters of elevation gain, but the fact that you're going up to an altitude of 3,000 meters, no. Like honestly, I couldn't even push 100 watts for 2 minutes. Not even for 1 minute. My legs were completely cooked. And then I left my camera up there and I had to go back up again. And I couldn't even, it was difficult to even walk up. I was completely out of breath. And for those of you that are watching that have done Wuling before and are thinking, oh yeah, it's not so bad. Well, do 2 hard 6-hour days and then put an extra 12 kilos on your bike and then go up to Wuling and tell me how that feels. So my recommendation is take your time. Yeah, I would take more rest days. I think Puli is a great place to take a rest day. Now, a lot of people are also asking me about renting bikes. Now, if you're looking to rent a race bike, I still don't really know where to go. People are saying Giant, but I've never done it. I have no idea. You're kind of on your own if you want to rent a race bike. I always travel with my own bike. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but for me, it's worth it. For me, renting a bike is not even an option. Now, having said that, I do know of a place called MathewBike. I'll put a link in the description below. I took a look inside the shop, and yeah, the guy speaks English, and you can rent touring bikes. And they have everything you would need to do a little bikepacking adventure around the island. They have all the bags. Oh man, I'm getting distracted. It's really beautiful. This is an amazing descent. But yeah, MathewBike. Check it out if you want to rent a touring bike. Yeah, see this guy? Oh, that's another thing I was going to talk about. I don't know how much of that is showing up on the camera, because I looked at some of the footage and you can't really see just how much these cars are coming into your lane as they're going around these corners. So when I was descending Wuling, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. And I'm not even talking about what your skill as a cyclist. You can be a super strong descender, but a lot of it is luck, because a lot of those corners are super blind, and it's super narrow too. It's like literally only as wide as one car. And they have mirrors, but a lot of the times the mirrors are dirty, are broken, and they're pointing the wrong direction. And you see how these cars a lot of times these drivers drive like the chance of a car coming the other direction doesn't exist, let alone a cyclist coming the other direction. So even if you're being cautious and going slow, you can totally get smoked by a car coming the other way. That is the feeling that I had when I was descending yesterday. Oh, wow. So just keep that in mind. A lot of people that ride Wuling, a lot of locals that go to Wuling, they'll hire a support vehicle or they'll do it as part of an event where they are not descending. And I could kind of see why now.
Thomas A. Edison, the inventor of the phonograph, has never before permitted his voice to be recorded for the public.
Wow. I wish I could think of something better to say than just wow, but that's the only thing that really comes to mind when I see this. Pretty incredible. picked up my ticket. Train number is 177. This is where you buy the tickets here. Yes? Yes. Pardon me? Thank you. So I'm pretty sure that if I did indeed need a bag for this train, they would have said something by now. So I think I'm good. All right, so I'm looking for car 12. And I did ask the person, and she said, I just bring my bike with me to the same car. All right, 12. All right. Oh, I see how this goes. Auto door. So I'm getting off at Songshan. There's obviously Taipei main station as well, which would actually be a lot closer to my place. But I heard that if you're gonna get off at Taipei main station, you're gonna need a bike bag. I didn't really want to test that theory, at least not today. But I do go to Taipei main station quite a lot because my gym is there. And I can say that I've never seen anyone just walk around the station with a bike, just the way I'm doing right now. So it's Songshan Station for me. I still have about 10K to ride to get home. So yeah, that was my little mini adventure to ride Wuling. Let me know in the comments if you know any other cities that are good for rest stops. Because like I said, Puli was good. You know, there's so many restaurants, nice coffee shops. I'm curious to know if there's any others. All right, I'll catch you on the next one.